So for those of you who are using a version 1.x of Gravity Press subscription support, which again is a separate add-on that if you bought the subscription version of the plugin, you probably have that installed as well as Gravity Press. It'll look like this. But if you're using version 1.x of any kind versus 2, I want to show you sort of what it would look like to take advantage of the 2.0 version and what you'll need to do to convert some of your existing subscriptions from Gravity forms in such a way that they can start to be mirrored and reflected in Gravity, I'm sorry, in MemberPress. So let's first demonstrate what it looks like in version 1.x when you have created a subscription or your customer is signed up and they're added to MemberPress. Let's mimic that right now. So right now in my form, this is my sign up form, I have my Stripe feed hooked up. It's a subscription type and it is a month, 1 month billing cycle. And then in MemberPress, as the instructions for Gravity Press 1.x suggested, we have a level here, gold, which is a one-time and lifetime access. So billing type is one-time and access is lifetime. And that's because basically in Gravity Press 1.x, this MemberPress level remains indefinitely for that customer, and only when a payment fails with Stripe or PayPal, or if they manually go ahead and cancel their membership in PayPal, which is something they can do from the PayPal dashboard, then that would cause our plugin Gravity Press to take their transaction and cancel it. So actually, let's see what that looks like. We'll just make a fake customer sign up here. All right, so we've created a Stripe subscription through that, and we can see that if we go to the entry here. And we see, yes, successful Stripe subscription has been made. But in the MemberPress, in version 1.x, we don't have a subscription for that, so there should be nothing here. And the only thing that should have arrived was a transaction here, which we can see is here. It shows the membership level. It was a success, and it never expires because it's set to lifetime user, all that stuff. So everything is as it should work in version 1.x. This is what version 1.x did and still does if you use it without the subscription add-on. Now, let's say we want to start adding some more information about our subscription to this existing subscription that was created. It's going to be not perfect, but it will give us a little more information translated and brought over to the MemberPress side of things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our membership level, and as I mentioned, this if we go to our Stripe setting here, this subscription product that you set up in your Stripe feed is a monthly subscription. And so we want to match that. Right now this gold level is set to $10 forever. It was that one-time thing. And then again, Stripe was still charging monthly for that $10, but and actually there's an error here. I think that on the actual form it's 20 on this one, so let me just update that as well. But now we want to set this to recurring because it's a monthly, and so we're just going to go like that, recurring monthly. And now this membership level, the gold, matches this Gravity form. This is a monthly $20, matches the monthly $20 here, so that's good. Now that that's in place, if we had used Gravity Press 2.x and this new user would have submitted this form, this new customer submits their checkout form, in Gravity 2.x, it would have also created a subscription for that new customer. But because we were using 1.x, that never happened, right? That's a feature that's part of 2.x. So how do we get a subscription for this customer in here now? Because it was never done initially. And the way we do that is through a little feature that we've added to Gravity Press 2.x for this particular purpose. And that basically allows us to go and do that manually. So what we're going to do is go into our forms and our entries, and then let's change it to the right form here, the checkout form. And here we see the subscription of this new customer, or this customer actually that's been existing for a while. Maybe they signed up 6 months ago, whatever. We need to find this customer. And if you don't know, if you have a lot of customers and you're not sure, you can easily just do an email search here. Just take their email, and that's probably the easiest way. Grab this entry, and basically we put a button here called Create MemberPress Subscription. Now this button will only appear here if there's not a matching subscription already. So if there's already a subscription, meaning if you did this through Gravity Press 2.x, then this button on this entry will not even appear. But because there's nothing here for this particular customer, we see this button appear here. So all we have to do to make sure that there's a subscription for this particular user for this particular level is click the button, and once we do that, if we don't get any errors, just refresh this page and we should see now a subscription created for this customer for this particular level, and taking information from that original Gravity Forms entry subscription information. Now because that the subscription was started on September 16th, that is the date that you'll see here. It happens to be today, that's when I created the subscription, but let's say this was created a year ago or 6 months ago. The entry information will be mirrored here, and you'll see that it will be created about 6 months ago instead of today. So even if you click this button on the day of today, the date should actually mirror when this actual entry was created initially. So hopefully that gives you a little bit better insight of when people are signing up and things like that. One last thing I want to talk about is the expires on. Right now it's set to unknown, but it's, for the most part, it's because we just clicked this button and just created the subscription. So it doesn't have too much information to go off of yet. What will happen now is that in the future, the next time this Stripe or PayPal payment goes through, it'll talk to your site, talk to Gravity Press, and another payment information note will be added. And because of this, a transaction will be placed in the transaction area associated with a subscription, and you'll see that because this is the original one that didn't have an end date, the next transaction associated with this subscription will show the actual expire on, and it will be correct and up to date. So I would say for now you'll see this initially until the next payment hits, and then when the next payment hits, the subscription information will correct in terms of this entry date. I'm sorry, this expire date. Great. So hopefully that gives you a bit of insight on how to convert some of your past customers who signed up with Gravity Press 1.x to the 2.x model, if you so choose. For some people, they may not even want to go through this process. It's a bit manual, and it's not that important to them. They can just start using Gravity Press 2.x for their new customers. But if you're somebody who wants to make sure that your data is consistent, reporting data and all that stuff, and MemberPress is more consistent, this may be a good option for you.